So what's going on with these Epstein files? What's the dealio? What's the outcome? What the freaking fucking shit is going on? Well, I've left it a while because I wanted to get a good grasp on this before I said anything about it. Because you notice a lot of people were like experts on it straight away. They thought that they just like revised the entire of the Epstein files. 3 million files. Just in case you're not aware, 1 million seconds is about 11 days or something. 1 million seconds. So 3 million seconds is like 30-something days. It's like a month. It takes a month to count to 3 million in seconds. And obviously you'd have to be awake 24 hours a day to be able to do that. So within the first month of these files coming out, anyone who said that they've looked at them all is a fucking liar. Because even if they looked at each one for 1 second each, it still would have taken them a month of no sleep to do that. So really, you still haven't seen them all. But obviously, millions of people are looking at them all at the same time, and everyone's bringing to attention certain things. So, you know, the bulk of it has been actualized. We have seen basically what's in there. Might as well get this out of the way straight first up. I've got some really bad news, like the worst news ever. I discovered something recently that I didn't know. And it's like, sometimes you can learn a million things and every single thing is as valuable as the next. And you need to learn more, and you need to learn more, and you need to learn more. But sometimes you learn one thing and just that one thing completely changes everything. And I learned this one thing, and it's bad news. For those of you who haven't been looking at this, for a while there's been these photos. This is before the Epstein files even came out. There's these photographs of inside Jeffrey Epstein's house, or one of his houses. After he died, there's these photographs inside his house of all of these computer hard drives and DVD discs, like rewritable discs, which are likely all of the video footage from all of the cameras in all of his places of all of the criminal activity, all of the dirty deeds done on film. That's what he does, is he films people doing stuff, and then he's got power over them because no one's going to see these videos. So all those videos have to be kept somewhere, and apparently it was shitloads of hard drives filled up. The DVDs are from before hard drives were used as much. And apparently there's even videotapes as well from, you know, the 90s and the 80s before we even had DVDs. So this goes back decades, and there's loads of shit stored on videos, and then it moves to DVD, and then it moves to hard drives, and all of them, I've seen the photographs. I've seen the photographs of all of these DVDs and the hard drives, which is why I've been like, hey, how difficult is this? You've got everything on video, so surely you know who to get. Like, what's the problem? Guess what? Here's something I didn't know that I now know, and it's devastating. Those photographs that I've seen of all of those hard drives and shit were taken by the FBI who are raiding the house. The reason that they took those photographs is because they raided his house after he was dead, after he's been arrested, and they know he's a paedophile. But they weren't. The reason why they took the photographs is because they weren't allowed to take anything. They were given an order that they're not allowed to touch anything, they're not allowed to take anything out of the house. Now, what does that tell you? That tells me that they're never going to do anything about this. No one's going to prison. This is all going to be covered up forever. You're never, ever going to get to the bottom of it. Oh, by the way, all of those hard drives and all of those DVDs have disappeared since then. They don't know where they are. Lost them. So from what I gather, those photographs were taken by an FBI agent who was actually pissed off about that. They've been given an order. Whoever gave them that order is in on it. That's part of the cover-up. And the FBI agent who was doing the raid was pissed off about that. Was like, no, I'm going to take photos of these because I know that nothing's ever going to come of them. No one's going to be able to get hold of them. Because like those hard drives and those DVDs, they make this investigation the easiest investigation ever in the history of time, doesn't it? Oh, every single crime you've done is on these videos. Oh, we'll just watch them and see who's on them. Oh, you're going to prison, you're going to prison, you're going to prison. But oh, we've just lost all of those hard drives and DVDs, don't know where they are. So what's basically happened is all of the evidence has been destroyed, hidden, taken away, hidden away. You're never going to get to it. But then they pretended that they were sitting on it and like doing an investigation. It takes time, you see. You know, this is when Joe Biden was the president. Oh, yeah, we're definitely investigating it. It's just, you know, stay away, don't ask questions. We're dealing with it. We're dealing with it. And then Trump becomes president, and suddenly it's like, what's going on with this Epstein thing then? Go on then. And since then, they've replaced all the evidence with a load of bollocks and loads of AI and loads of bullshit. And then they've put Trump into the corner and gone, release it, release it, release it. Because then if he doesn't release it, he looks guilty. And if he does release it, it's all a load of bullshit and then it looks like a cover-up. So he's fucked either way. So the exact people who are the prime suspects of all of this stuff are the same people that are going, go on then, release it. Go on then. Why don't you release it? And like, people must be stupid if they can't see this. Like, people don't seem to understand that the implication here is that all of these powerful people are guilty. That's what it is. That's what Epstein did. Is he went round with every single powerful person and went like, you're in, you're doing this, you're doing that. I'm going to film it. And then we're all part of the same club. And it's like a gang. It's like gangs do that. They don't just let you become part of the gang. They tell you to go and do a robbery, or they tell you to go kill someone. Depends what kind of gang it is. Go and kill someone for no reason, just to prove that you will, for a start, and to get dirt on yourself so we know you're not an undercover cop or you're not going to rat on us. You've already done something really bad. You don't want anyone finding out about that. So now you gain trust by doing something bad. And it's like, oh, but yeah, Trump was the one that was friends with him. All of them are friends of him. Trump is the only one that stopped being friends with him. And all of these people in these groups hate Trump and see him as a massive threat. And he's going to ruin everything that they've got going. Oh. And Trump wasn't that powerful. He wasn't the president when he was friends with him. And he stopped being friends with him ages before he became the president. And power isn't just about being a politician, all right? The most powerful people in society are actually like scientists and shit, because they're the people that everyone listens to. So they're the pinpoint of influence. And Jeffrey Epstein was knee-deep in scientists and all of this shit. And also he wanted to use them for stuff. He wanted to clone human beings. He wanted to make viruses and vaccines. This is real power, all right? Where you're literally controlling what happens in the world. Oh, and the big one is he wanted to be in there with all the scientists all the time because he's obsessed with, all of the elites are obsessed with eternal life. They want to, it's literally like in a movie or something where they want to make some magic potion that makes you live forever. They're not going to give it to you. They don't want to get eternal life and then everyone can live forever. They want it for themselves. So if I say powerful people and the first thing you think of is like the president of the United States, you're looking at it wrong. Powerful people is more like top scientists. It's whoever owns Google and owns all of these platforms. It's people who are at the head of education. It's people who are the real main influence on society. It's not really politicians, is it? They're not the main... It is politicians. They are involved in this. But they're not really who everyone's listening to, are they? They're not really setting the tone. They have to actually sort of follow the people most of the time and sort of see which way the wind's blowing and go that way. In fact, the only time that politicians ever get any real power is when they're in bed with all of these other people that are actually powerful. That's how it works. The politicians don't really need to get the people behind them. They need to get a few people behind them who have all the power and all the money. So these powerful elites sometimes they are into paedophilia because they're fucking weirdos and they're power hungry and they feel more powerful when they're abusing a child. Like they're actually paedophiles who happen to be powerful. Sometimes they're just evil and they're not necessarily attracted to children. It's just evil to abuse a child, so they like that. They like being evil, so they abuse children for that reason. Other people will just do it to get into the club. It's like a young kid that wants to join a gang. He doesn't really want to kill some random person, but he does it because he wants to be in the gang. But the point is, it doesn't really matter what their reason is. They all have their own different reasons. But whichever way you slice it, they are just all raping and abusing children and killing them, by the way, and eating them. Yeah. The whole satanic element to this, the whole satanic ritual thing, you could go down the deepest rabbit hole ever with that. Like, that's like a 6-hour-long explanation for what the fuck's going on there, and it's like thousands of years old. It's not some new trend, all right? It's fucking weird. It's hard for a normal person to understand it because your brain just doesn't even entertain those types of things, the types of things these people do. By the way, this isn't just like the super duper elites do this stuff on a secret island. This stuff actually happens like everywhere. Like I've seen interviews, I've seen videos of people interviewing children that have been abused, and they said that their parents went to, like, they all knew all the other parents at their school, and they had these meetups where they'd abuse all the children. This is the child saying this. And they used to get babies and kill them. Oh, and there's this one little kid who was saying that he got raped, and then he mentioned that most of the teachers were women, and I was like, what? What were they doing? And the kid was like, yeah, they make us lick them, and she would get like a fake willy and stick it in me. So some woman would just like shove a dildo into a little boy. So it's like she doesn't even have a dick. She's not getting any pleasure out of it. She's just sticking a fake dick into a boy to hurt him and to humiliate him. It's basically anything that you're into, flip reverse it. Think of the worst things that you would totally not be into. That's what they're into, all right? The more fucked up it is, the better. That's what they like. They're evil people, all right? They like bad stuff. Yeah, this is nothing to do with Epstein. This is just to do with Satanism and satanic rituals and rape gangs. I'm just telling you, like, this is what this little kid was saying. He was saying that they kill babies and drink the blood. And the kid was saying that they made him kill the baby. A man held a baby up against a wall and gave the kid a meat cleaver, and he had to chop the kid's head off. And it's like, yeah, that actually makes sense to me, because it's one thing for a man to kill a baby in front of a child and then drink the blood. It's like, no, he's actually going to make the child do it. He's going to make the child kill the baby. That's like the purest form of evil. You're doing an evil act, and then you actually get a young, innocent child to perform the act, because then you've just taken the innocence away from that child. You've made him do something evil. You're actually like spreading evil. It's not enough to just do it yourself. You've got to like rope everyone else into it and make them all as evil as you. Don't ask me why. Don't look at me. I'm just telling you what they do. And it's like, if you want to try and figure out who the good guys and who the bad guys are, there's a few things that you've obviously overlooked here. I see people talking about the Epstein stuff, and they've obviously never believed in this type of thing. And it's like, yeah, there's other things that you just haven't thought about. Like, you think that people that want strong borders and don't want illegal immigrants are just racist and all of this. It's like, do you realise how much child trafficking happens at the border of America? Like, have you ever wondered where all these kids come from? Like, these elites can rape children all the time. You're thinking about the rapists. It's like, wait a minute, where do these kids come from? Do you think it's a total coincidence that shitloads of children go missing at the border every year? Yeah, here's a clue, all right? The people that actually want to shut the borders and not let everyone just run across and it's all just free country and do what you like, they're actually the good guys. The Joe Bidens of the world who want an open border, it's because they want their kids. It's because you get people coming over and they go, "This is my kid," and it's not really their kid, and the kid just goes missing and no one cares because they don't know where they came from. They never had a home. They don't know where they lived in their old country. They don't live anywhere in the new country because they don't live there. They disappear and no one really looks for them because they were never there. You understand? When Joe Biden was president, there was literally videos of a woman at the border that's coming across with a baby, and she's like, "Oh, let me in my baby in, let me in my baby in." And then she goes through, they let her through, and then half an hour later, you see the same woman come through again with a baby. She's like, "This is my baby, this is my baby." And it's like, wait a minute, what happened to the other baby that you had half an hour ago? And how come you're coming through again? And where'd you get this baby? And she's got like a satanic gang fucking tattoo on her. And it's like, the same woman just goes through like 20 times with different kids, and it's like, where did the kid go? And then you try showing that video to people and spreading it around, and they just go, "You're racist!" And it's like, oh my god. You just hate immigrants because you're racist. What the fuck? I'm trying to show you child trafficking happening right in front of your face. With a woman who's got a fucking satanic tattoo. Yeah, alright, yeah, I'm racist. And COVID. The pandemic. You know, if you're someone who listened to the news and listened to the experts and all of that shit, you must have heard conspiracy theorists talking all the time, and they were saying that the vaccine's dangerous and the virus isn't really that dangerous and they're lying to us and the world's run by evil people that are trying to kill us. And you were like, that's crazy talk. You can't seem to hold these two thoughts in your head at the same time, can you? It's like, you've just wrapped your head around the idea that there's evil satanic paedophiles running the planet, but you haven't thought about the fact that in COVID times, maybe the conspiracy theorists were right, and it was all a big hoax because they're trying to kill us all. You know, maybe the virus and the vaccine and all that was a big experiment because they want to experiment on us because we're just a bunch of guinea pigs. These people are above the law. They're above humanity. They're better than us, you see. They're elites. They're above us. They don't care about us. They're not all sitting there trying to come up with vaccines and save our lives and make our lives better. Couldn't give a shit about us. They hate us. The whole world is theirs, and we're just getting in the way. Unless we can be put to good use by being experimented on and being enslaved. So anyway, a lot of the stuff in the Epstein files is all bullshit, and it's all just stuff that's replaced the real shit, because you're never going to get to the real shit. Because it turns out criminals don't investigate themselves and go, "Oh, it turns out I'm evil and I've been raping kids." They're not going to do that. So the people that you're relying on to uncover this stuff are in on it, so you're never going to uncover this stuff. And then they just throw it in Donald Trump's lap and go, "Why don't you release it? Why don't you show everyone?" And it's all bullshit. And that's why Trump called it a hoax. So Trump's like, "Why is there loads of bullshit in here? And where's those videos and all those hard drives? Go on, why don't we just investigate those? That's where all the gold is. That's the gold mine." And they're like, "Yeah, we can't find those, sir. They all went missing a few years ago for some reason." And it's like the emails, the only thing that is there is the emails. And it's all emails between Jeffrey Epstein and all these people. And then the code language. So all the code language with the cheese pizza and the beef jerky and the grape juice and all of this shit. You know, for years and years, there's been pedo rings that operate on the internet, on the dark web. And there's been these investigators that have figured out all the code language that they use. This has been known for years. And that's all the code language they're using in the Epstein files. All of that shit means fucking kids, killing kids, eating kids. It's all evil for evil's sake. That's the currency of the elites, is being fucking evil. So the good news and the bad news is, let's do the bad news first. Then we can end on the good news. The bad news is, if you're in trouble with the law, you know it really doesn't take much for them to have reason to investigate you, and then they can just take your computer and your phone and look at every fucking thing you've ever done and said, and they'll find something on you. But for some reason we can't do that. We just haven't got enough evidence. We don't know, can't go after anyone. That's the bad news. It's obviously a cover-up. It's a cover-up upon a cover-up upon a cover-up upon a cover-up. So you can't just scream at Trump and go, "Why don't you release it?" You can't. Like, if you're him, imagine trying to uncover this. You can't. All the people that are involved have compromised the very people that would investigate them. So they're not going to be investigated. They did think about getting caught, and they went, nah, we're never getting caught. We've got this totally tied up. That's the bad news. The good news is, if you actually watch police investigation stuff when people have been caught doing something and they have been convicted and they have gone to prison forever, you'll notice it actually takes years until they go to prison. Like, someone gets caught, they got all the evidence, then they arrest them, they do all this, and then it's actually like years later when they go to prison. It takes ages for some reason. So it has only been a couple of months since they released the Epstein files. If you're expecting people to go to prison right now, then they wouldn't, even if they were being investigated. You see what I'm saying? It will take time. So maybe patience is needed here. And if you're just patient, something might happen. But I very much doubt it. I think we've just been allowed to know about how fucking terrible everything is, and nothing's going to happen, just to sort of rub it in our faces.